Good morning, everyone. I am back, and it is about 11:30 in the morning on Thursday, and I think it's the 14th, if I'm not mistaken, September 14th, and I'm out for a ride. It's a beautiful day. It's 73 degrees, very little wind, if any wind, and I'm going to take a ride over to Cape May, and I'll do my usual ride back over to North Cape May and just give a couple of updates. But I know I haven't been out in a couple weeks, struggling with finding something interesting to chat about on these videos, but I know people have said that they enjoy it anyway. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm starting this ride at the St. John of God Catholic Church on Town Bank Road. This is the church that my wife and I go to if we're down here on the weekends. We go Saturday night here. If we don't make the Mass on Saturday night here, we will go to Sunday morning Mass up in the villas. So, as I said, I don't have anything really all that insightful to talk about, but some of the things that are in the news down here, for those that are interested, which I guess if you're following this channel on Cape May, you have some level of interest. One of the big topics of discussion is the offshore windmill that is being installed off the coast of New Jersey in the Atlantic Ocean. And they are, the government is putting up, using a Danish contractor, 98 windmills located 15 miles off the coast of New Jersey, from all the way from the southern part of the state up to the northern part. So I think it will affect all beach communities. It is starting right now in Ocean City. Each one of these wind turbines is the height of the Eiffel Tower. So that gives you a perspective. So you're looking at the installation of 98 structures the size of the Eiffel Tower off the coast, 15 miles off the coast. Now, I don't know how visible that really will be and how prominent it will be in the view that people get. I think it's 17 miles from the coast of the Delaware Bay over to Delaware. And on most days when I'm down the bay, I can't see Delaware. There are occasions, I guess, based on weather conditions, where I am able to see across and see the shoreline of the Delaware Bay. I mean, the state of Delaware. But usually that's not the case. But I think people have a lot of concerns, not the least of which is the NIMBY factor. Not in my backyard. People say they are for the whole green movement and climate change, and probably in general would say they support windmills, but when they think it could affect their home value, they get a little more upset. And I think that's what people fear. They fear that the installation of these windmills off the coast is going to affect property values. I don't know if it will or won't. The other, I think, more legitimate concern that is being raised is the apparent lack of studies on what the impact of this will be on marine wildlife off the coast. And that's not just a general concern for wildlife. I mean, that there's a very large commercial fishing business here in Cape May County. I've shown the marina many times, and you can see a lot of the commercial vessels over there. And there were a lot of stories in the news over the course of the past year or so about dead whales washing up on the beaches of Cape May County and Ocean County, and even more northern points than that, and dolphins as well. And they fear that these large windmills are going to take a toll on wildlife and thereby affect in a very negative way the commercial fishing business. And that will affect jobs and prices to restaurants for seafood and things like that. So that's the main thing that I see in the news down here in the local newspaper, other than the typical story that you would see in a newspaper of a small local town about what's happening in the local government in terms of passing bills for projects here and there and things like that. But anyway, I don't think I'll ever be able to show that on a video, because first of all, they're not out there yet. But even when they are out there, I am certain that you would not be able to visibly see these windmills on a video, even if I stood on the beach. But if anyone's interested, I think you can find stories on it. It's not hard to find. So summer's basically over. I don't know if the calendar says summer is technically over, but for all intents and purposes, summer has ended here in the community of Cape May. All the schools, both in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, all the schools are back in session. So all the families with kids are back at their home, not down here on vacation. The people that are on vacation that are down here choose to come down this time of year because it's the water in the ocean is nice and warm. The temperature during the day is nice. The crowds have thinned out. So if they're young couples with preschool age kids, they're still down here. And then you have older couples that are empty nesters that are still down here. So there's still a reasonably decent tourist business taking place, but you definitely notice a thinning out of the crowds. This is just a perfect day weather-wise. my wife and I will be down until Saturday. We're going back up on Saturday because it's my grandson's 9th birthday on Sunday. So we're going to his birthday party on Sunday at their home. The other big story that's been in the news, although more so up in Pennsylvania where I live, has been this escaped convict, Cavalcante, I think was his name. He escaped from a Chester County facility. He's a convicted murderer, and he was on the loose for, I think, 13 days. And they had hundreds of police from all different departments all over the place, especially up near where my daughter lives. Some of the schools were closed. Schools that weren't closed, they were canceling outdoor recess to keep the kids, in the classroom, even during recess, instead of letting them go outside. There were many law enforcement agencies involved in his search and capture, and ultimately it was a canine unit that took him into custody. They found him underneath some logs using heat-seeking technology from helicopters. But it's a pretty long time for an escaped murderer to be loose in your community. Oh, and during the first few days of his being on the run, he broke into a home and stole a rifle with ammo. And this guy was also a convict and somehow got out of Brazil. And he murdered his girlfriend in Brazil and made his way to America and murdered a girlfriend here in the same way, using a knife. But he's been found guilty of at least 2 murders and was on the loose and armed with a rifle. So put a lot of people on edge. So I'm at one end of the Washington Mall. I'll try to pull over and take a minute to show the traffic on the mall. Cars behind me will probably beep at me. Okay, here we are at the end of one end of the mall. You can see the traffic, pedestrian traffic. stop here. Again, showing the traffic here. Still a pretty good crowd for midday on a Thursday, but you don't see any school-age kids. Looks like there's some outdoor sales. I have to tell my wife about this. This is when you can usually pick up some pretty good deals. Sweatshirts and things that, you know, you can pick up now for half of what you would pay a month ago. Okay, so that's a pretty good view of the mall. Take a ride down the beach. have not yet noticed restaurants closing down yet. Usually down here, years ago, most restaurants would be open year-round, maybe closing down for a couple of weeks in January for annual repairs. But since COVID, I would say half of them now shut down for the off-season. But that hasn't kicked in yet, so I think there's still a very good selection of restaurants to dine at. There's the Cove Beach. Tonight, the Eagles are on, so I'm looking forward to watching that tonight. They got a win in the first week, but were not impressive. But I'd rather be unimpressive in a win than be impressive but taking a loss. So they got out of week one with a win, and are playing the Minnesota Vikings tonight. There's one home along here my wife was showing me online is currently for sale. And I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe there'll be a sign. But if anybody is anybody watching this video, in case you're interested, if you have a little over $11 million to spare, you might want to check this property out. I think they're asking 11.2 or 11.3 million, but you could probably pick it up for about 11 million. And I guess if people are plunking down $11 million on a property along the beach, you can understand why they might get a little puckered up at the prospect of looking out their bedroom windows and seeing windmills, offshore windmills. This might be it, this property here. Right there. That can be yours for 11.2 million. Okay, I think that's it for me. I'm going to pull over up here at Poverty Beach. Poverty Beach is at the end of Beach Drive here. I've talked about that on previous videos. It's called Poverty Beach because there are no lifeguards here. Of course, there's no beach tags. So people that, you know, don't want to buy a beach tag for the day or for the season and, you know, don't want to incur any cost but want to go to the beach, you can go here. Of course, if you're drowning, you're not going to have a lifeguard available to assist. But these people parked here are on Poverty Beach. So anyway, I'm going to pull over. That's enough for now. As I said, I'll turn the camera back on and record the ride back over to North Cape May as I always do. So anyway, thank you for watching, and another video will be forthcoming shortly. Thank you very much. Take care.